Hello, Gary Hernandez here, and welcome to King Self-Defense with Master Gary Hernandez. I've had quite a few people send me some emails asking me if I would go over the best way to use the Urban Defender that I designed with Cane Masters. So I'm going to go ahead and kind of cover that cane because I haven't talked about it in quite a while. And before I bring somebody out here to give me a hand with this, I'm just going to tell you about the cane. This cane right here is hickory. Even though on the link it might say oak, you can get it in hickory. Now, the cane itself is in a gunstock brown and is octagonal, and I run ahead and had grips run down both bottom and top for a good secure grip. Even when you're not looking down, you know where your hands are going to go for the right blocking abilities. Number two, I ran a teardrop between the grips because, in my opinion, even with a teardrop, if I'm swinging out far and hitting somebody, doesn't matter what I have. The cane's going to be a blunt instrument. It's going to cause injury. With a teardrop, when I'm in close, I can strike and I can cut into them. Also for blocking, which I'm going to go over some of those techniques. Now, I also ran finger grooves right under the crook. So you have finger holds there to allow you a tip on the floor swing for a quick swing, as well as side grips. Now on the horn, I didn't want to run it super aggressive, but it still does have a nice point because I wanted this to be a nice looking, more Graymanish style cane that you can take with you anywhere. It's a beautiful looking cane. It doesn't really look threatening, yet it's going to have all the features you need to defend yourself in certain different areas. Now giving me a hand is going to be Mr. Barry, one of my cane students. Now obviously, the basic, let me back you up just here, sir. The fundamentals of this thing is when I'm swinging wide, I do have striking areas, obviously, like any other cane. But what I like is how I got the teardrop right here. It allows me to do not only just striking in close, but when someone's throwing a wild haymaker, I can cut into that arm and cause more pain with the teardrop than I would normally with just a round or even a small kind of octagonal area. That's going to cut right into that arm. It's going to make him pull back. Now, even if he's taking a straight shot and I step to one side and I bring it up with a good solid swing, go ahead. I'm going to hit that elbow area. Again, the wood's still going to hurt, but the teardrop's going to cut more into that bone area, that nerve area. It's going to cause more injuries. Not to mention, when I come in straight for a straight shot, if I have to go to the face, I'm going to do more damage. Obviously, into the throat, it's going to do a lot more damage. Now, the horn is still designed to where I can shoot out, hook into the neck, bring somebody in, give them a knee, or take them to the ground. Now, whether I'm carrying with the crook on the outside, the teardrop still can be used. I'm going to go slow here. I'm going to do some fast techniques here. Because from here, I can swing out, and I could strike long with the cane, but if they happen to step in a little bit and I catch him with the teardrop, it's still going to hurt. But if he starts to throw a swing, I can step, block in like this, and then come in close with the teardrop. Now, when you got your crook to the outside, first let me show you with the crook on the inside. As he starts to throw it, I simply rotate my hand. And all I'm doing is from here, bringing up the cane, rotating out and striking with the teardrop. Now, I'm going to change the crook to the inside, and as he throws it, I hold the top portion, cut to the inside, and then obviously I can strike. So on that one here, I just bring it up and I strike. If I want to chamber down, I can chamber down, bring it up, and cut into it more. So it doesn't matter whether your horn, the crook is facing out or the crook is facing in. Now, also with the teardrop, if he happens to grab me, let's say he grabs me underneath the arms, and he's trying to get me to bear hug, big guy, I can bring this teardrop up, and I'm not going to go hard on Mr. Barry, but I can do here, tap when he feels a little discomfort, right there. Or I can go on the base of the neck and dig it in. So the teardrop will work there. If he grabs me underneath, I'm sorry, over, there's a lot of things I can do. I can bring this teardrop, go into its ribs, pull him away, and come with the horn. Let's turn this way for that one here. He gets me underneath. Cane comes up. With the teardrop, I can push into the body, And then with the horn, I can dig into the body, and with the teardrop, I can strike. So I can use those as pressure pushing areas because of the sharper ridge here and the point here. Now, if he kicks with a front snap kick, I can cut into that with the teardrop. If he does a roundhouse, I can cut into that with the teardrop. So the teardrop, now the reason I like the teardrop in the center versus running it way down like a cane sword, and this is again just me, I had it designed that way. So the person training with the cane understands having that center area of that cane to block with, and you're not overshooting. Because remember, if you've never trained with a cane, but you've trained in martial arts for 20, 30, 40 years, first time you pick up a cane, if you never trained with any kind of a stick, that is, because if you train with staff or something, you got the right idea what to do. But everybody's used to blocking with their hands, blocking with their arms. You have that cane, you may block up when you first start too high. Think about just allowing the stick to block. So if I happen to be here and he throws a haymaker with his left, I can cut into it with the teardrop. He throws it with his right, I can cut into it with the teardrop. Now, I can also sit here, if he kicks, cut into it with the teardrop when he bends down, because it hurts using that teardrop into his face. Why would I use a teardrop over maybe just going with a solid round piece? Because let's say I'm a lot older, I have a little bit more arthritis, I may not have that strength. That little cutting gives me the edge right there. No pun intended, but it's there as you want to take it. Boom, and I could strike with it. I can also, if he happens to come in close, as I start to strike, I'm going to go very gentle with Mr. Berry. I can rake that teardrop down his face a bit. And with the horn the way it is, I can turn and either hook or turn and dig that into him. So it's a nice looking cane, the one that you guys had that you were talking to me about. And the Urban Defender, and I'll have a link for it below, but it's a good looking cane that doesn't look so menacing, yet you can still do a lot with it. And it's a cane that's nice and sturdy and strong. This one's hickory, so when I hit with the tip on the floor, and I've done videos before like this, it doesn't matter because I have the grips underneath it, whether the crook is out, or I'm sorry, the crook is in, tip on the floor, or whether the crook is out, tip on the floor, I have a really good secure hold. And being again that I have grips down below on each side, I don't have to sit here and think, is my hand too close to the tip to where, or is my hand too close to the crook? Not even looking down, whether it's dark, whatever, once I feel those grips, I know right where my cane is. I don't have to look down at it. I know the centerpiece is here. I know I still got room to strike with this end, as well as striking with this end. So that's another feature I like about having grips on both sides. Not to mention, I can hold, shoot out, hook, and pull in. Now, your grips do help a lot, especially if your hands are sweaty or if it's kind of a rainy conditions outside. They help you lock in a little bit. When you're doing your two-hand bayonet strikes, you got a good solid lock. So the Urban Defender definitely works well against punches, kicks. It works well when you're blocking it as well as striking. So hopefully that kind of helps with that. Remember, use it to block in and go into a strike. When you strike, boom, Barry, you can be using your crook and come in and strike, turn it into a good rifle strike using that teardrop. Or I could be using my tip, same thing, and turning using that rifle strike into the side of the head if necessary. He happens to throw a straight shot. If I do move completely out of the way, I can bring this up down in that arm. Let's say he starts to drop his arm, though. He throws that punch. I move out of the way. And I can bring that back and come down on the collarbone or base of the neck. Yeah, don't get me wrong, a regular cane's going to hurt too. But having that little edge right in there is going to be more direct impact. Thanks, sir. So hopefully that answers the questions on some of the people asking me what's a good way to use the Urban Defenders. So, Gary Hernandez, thank you very much. And I will see you guys real soon. Bye.